I hope you guys like that little different. Oh shit! Sorry about that. That little more energy in that little intro. I needed more guitar power. I needed something because the energy is out, people. I can feel the Matrix energy, and I'm having fucking fun. This is gonna be awesome. And man, we already got some great people. Oh, look at this fucking guy. Pathetic symptoms all over his clan. Oh shit. Woo-woo. But this fucking guy I don't know with his cult leader has sit behind his back. He want to think that, but he's too stupid to know that. But okay, get him out. I don't give a shit. Well, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, Tank, Bob?
Dude, things are awesome. I'm excited.
If I'm saying it right, Rolando?
We can't hear you, bro. We still can't hear you.
I'm still setting it up.
That's all. I was like, hey, Eric, why did you start the show? I was saying that, and then the intro cut out.
Well, because sometimes you got to start your show in a certain time, or then the Facebook automatically cuts off.
Oh, okay.
You actually have a 10-minute time frame, 5 minutes behind and 5 minutes ahead, and it'll just cut it out. I don't know why Facebook does it that way, but that's just part of the thing. So, I got some stuff I'm going to be saying today, but this is just exciting. Let some people come in. This is just a great day. And also, guys, today's fucking Friday the 13th, ball day.
I know.
I saw some funny meme on Facebook. It's like, oh, it's Friday the 13th in 2020. What else could go wrong? It was like a guy just like drinking his coffee, just like observing.
How many have we had so far? Several. 13 is just relevant. That's all. It's nothing.
I think he's trying.
But actually, what I've heard is that in the Hermetic Order and all of the secret societies, 13 is actually a lucky number. And of course, the elite, quote unquote, they flip it and they say that it's an unlucky number.
Yeah. All the Knights Templar were burned at the stake on Friday the 13th. That's when the church went after.
He's writing with the post.
Burned them all at the stake.
Well, we can't see it, bro. B-Day 13.
Birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Tony out there if you're watching.
Not today.
We still can't hear him. I guess the Matrix is like trying to too much energy, I guess. There's too much energy.
We'll figure it out.
And I'm telling you guys, before an hour ago, it was pouring down rain. And usually I try to walk the dog real quick before I go on the show, trying to tire the dog out. As soon as I go walk the dog, it's like the sun cleared up. It's like the Matrix kind of opened up the sky and say, you're going to have a good fucking day.
Aren't you guys getting snow? Like supposed to be like lots of rain and lots of snow?
There's supposed to be some kind of storm this weekend. Not like a back east storm. Don't get me wrong. But I guess the snow levels is coming down lower and lower. They're not saying we're gonna get hit with snow, but it's not uncalled for to get snow this early because if you remember, Bob, your son was born in November, and when he was born, we had one of the biggest snowstorms in Seattle ever had.
Yeah, like dad, like son. When I was born, Dad said it was fucking. The massive snowstorm came and actually snowed down low into Fresno. He said he couldn't make it back for the births because they were stuck in snow and from the mountains and stuff. I was like, yeah. Then Jeremiah had the same thing, and I'm like, oh, well, how fucking weird is this? Seriously. Then when Dad died, it poured down torrential rain. I'm like, okay, this is not weird at all.
It's like everything's a mess. Let me ask Tate real quick.
Did we just hear him?
Volume. Do you really think Matrix Unveiled? Do you really think sometimes that Matrix, God, I don't know, I don't care that they do things like this, like change the weather for purposes, like during a funeral, opening it up, or like before my show, it was pouring down rain, and then the sun opens up so I can walk the dog. Do you think sometimes it's telling us something?
The AI, yes, is communicating with you. The Matrix system, which is the AI, is communicating with you, yes. Like we've already experienced that so many times, just through connection issues and stuff, but then also through the weather. So it's always kind of communicating with you. You just have to pay attention. And it actually likes to be acknowledged when you recognize it because think about it. 8 billion humans, they ignore it. They don't even know that it's there, that it's a conscious, sentient program that's running. And when you acknowledge it, it communicates back with you. So then it will do things like, make the sun come out stop the rain, stuff like that, because it wants to know that you're aware of it.
Yeah. And I always do a disclaimer when he speaks a young language for you old people like me. AI, when he means AI, he's not meaning a little computer. He's talking about a complex system. Complex is not what people think. They go AI, they're thinking about the older people think of this board with a beep, 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 beep on it, but you're talking about a complex system. It's just a word you use.
Yeah, it's kind of like a singularity engine. Like it's like a universe, basically. That's what it is.
Thank you. Yes.
It's literally a universe. It's like its own built universe. If like we like the CERN scientists, if they were to build a universe, there would be something that would be running that universe, that would be maintaining that universe. Now that universe isn't the entire of the multiverse. It's just one little section. So that thing that's running that tiny little universe would be that, AI program. You could call it an AI because that's what it is. It's artificial intelligence. It was birthed. It was created. The Gnostics call it Sophia. They've called it Sophia. They've called it Sophia for thousands of years. So they're aware that this was a system that was built. But the word, when we say system, you're thinking of like this piece of technology. No, this is way too simplistic, way too basic for what is actually in this reality. Oh, we can hear you.
Hey, I got this one to work. Is it too loud? This is like a straight up microphone.
No, bro, but you gotta sing karaoke now since you got the mic.
We got you, man.
Oh, no,
yes,
no,
no.
You gotta sing us a song for at least 2 minutes.
I should have said this up beforehand.
You gotta give us 2 minutes of singing. We don't sure I don't get a community strike, because we'd be giving people community strikes lately. But sing us a 2 minute
singer of Menudo. What was that guy singing?
Like, don't try to sing like the actual person, but give it a shot. We trust your singing.
What was that lead singer of Menudo?
Give me a song. Give me a song.
Oh, Menudo.
Back in Black by AC/DC.
Ricky Martin. Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin was in he was in
Ricky Martin. Yeah. We don't need another hero.
You guys mentioned that guy.
No, we don't need another hero. We don't need another hero.
Yeah.
So, Rolly, tell us about the quantum entanglement.
What happened?
I said, tell us about the quantum entanglement. Where you left off the last time you were here.
Here we go.
Okay, so like I guess it goes into the mechanics of how the AI system works. Like how
wait, hold up. Okay, so they don't understand AI like me and you do, right? And I'm not saying like, but they don't. So can you give them a little bit of explanation? Like when we talk about the AI, we understand what we're talking about. We know it's a conscious energy field, basically. So
it's basically, I got you. The processing algorithm that reassures continuity in this realm. It's just like an algorithm. The reason we say AI is because it probably has some type of biological function. It might be several different ones. I personally cannot distinguish from the collective algorithm from the specific algorithm that has like a unique personality and it has its own existence and does its own thing. But it's just essentially like an algorithm that reassures things fall at the same rate, although you could bypass that because it's just an algorithm. And the same way, if you add a specific equation to the algorithm, then you could bypass certain laws and stuff.
Dude, you're losing them, I feel.
Oh, for real? Okay, just if at any time you just
simple,
ask me
bro, very simple. It's a very simple explanation of the concept. Start from the beginning. Don't talk about the code and like how the algorithms work. Just talk about the basic.
Okay, so basically the basic is just the laws of physics. The laws of physics need continuity. We're all such unique individuals that there has to be some type of algorithm to set a continuity. Otherwise, I'll just disappear. My mental state drifts too far from you. I just blip out of this reality. In order for that not to happen, there has to be a type of algorithm, right? And it also sets in certain limits on what's possible or what's not possible. Now, we're in an age, I think we're in an age where this algorithm is highly mutable, highly changeable, and that is why we're seeing a lot of things come to light and a lot of things manifesting. Was that good enough? I don't think that was good enough. But.
Okay, so let me elaborate on what he's saying. So the AI is a systemic programming which runs the reality, which explains certain laws of physics and rules, which scientists have discovered. You know, the law of acceleration, the law of mass, the law of all the different laws of physics. I don't have to explain that. But these are basically programs that are in the reality that set certain limitations. If this was a real physical world, they wouldn't have any of those kinds of limitations. You couldn't find this mathematical formula that's in nature and within our sciences. It wouldn't make any sense. So by understanding the laws of physics and understanding these different equations, you can surmise that this is actually computer code. And computer code, I don't say computer code in the sense that it's computer code like the one that's running this phone. That's a little too simplistic. This is a secondary AI that's been invented. The technology is a secondary within the AI.
It's mirroring the organic AI in order to like hack into like this place. Like technology, the existence of technology is very, very strange because it's very connected to our species as like in general. Like even when we don't have technology, we make buildings and we're constantly like shaping this place. And technology, we use it in practical sense because most people in the collective, their mind is very survivalistic. So they invent technology in a way of like survival, doing practical things. But you could take technology to unimaginable levels. Like what we could do with technology is essentially our ability to change reality itself with knowledge and with consciousness of how things actually work. That literally gives us access to like do unimaginable things, like
so
whatever.
One of the things that they're trying to do is they've built this secondary AI, which they call Tyler. Okay, Tyler is a government project that was developed in the 1960s, which is running off of a quantum computer, and it's running off of a it's a neutrino brain, I think. Okay, which is literally simulating its own universe. So they created successfully their own universe within a universe. Okay?
Let me ask you guys a question. It's not typically the question on your guys' kind of topic, but I was watching another show, and I don't know if they're full of shit or maybe there is something to it. I don't know. They were looking. This show was actually looking at a processor board, right? And they were just looking at this processor board, and they were looking at it where like, wow, look at this chip. These are actually shaped as buildings. I mean, they were actually mapping out a fucking a processor, a motherboard. I'm sorry, a motherboard.
Yeah, motherboard.
Like, first of all, the average person don't pull out a motherboard unless you're building a computer. Most people buy a computer, don't even know what a motherboard looks like. Now, are these people fools to make something out of something, or is it maybe AI Matrix making a hint to map out what things are through a motherboard?
So if you look at a city is designed the exact same way a silicon chip is.
Okay.
And the reason is because a motherboard is used to harvest energy or to concentrate energy, right? So this Earth realm, when they build cities, those are mass harvestings of energy. All that energy gets sucked up and used, and it's powering the system. It's powering the matrix. Where do you think all the energy is coming from? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. We know that there is a firmament, or that there's some sort of limitation in the realm, because
I think they're engineering some type of some time event. So they're using all this energy to manifest a specific timeline that leads to humanity turning into batteries. Basically, we're like the most complex hyperdimensional batteries that if they could manage to steer us into a timeline where they could like literally entrap us, then we'll basically be like the Earth will be a quantum computer itself, and they'll be able to run like a whole bunch of weird whatever stuff happening over.
Yeah, what I can say is that I'm not from here, so that's all I'm going to start right at. But what I've noticed is the new complex buildings that I have never seen before with the really unique shapes. Also, these star forts that are all over the place and these key-shaped ponds. And even the pyramids themselves are like a battery source. If you actually look at the back of this turtle, whatever you want to call it, I don't care what shape you want to call it, you literally have what looks like over here, like a motherboard. You have the power source here. You've got the multiple shaped buildings here. You've got the star fort, all these different shaped buildings here. It looks reminiscent of a damn motherboard. I debunk. I'm going to say right up, I debunk. And I said, that's bullshit. Let me see the motherboard. I looked at the motherboard, and then I looked at what I consider something I have never seen before in some of these new architectural structures. I'm like, what the fuck are these? However, I look at them from another perspective and said, no, what are they? And if you look at it complex, the whole damn thing, it looks like a motherboard. And a lot of them are made from high silica. High silica, like you were talking about. They're made from granite, high silica. Most of these damn things are made from silica. Silica is in your cell phones. Silica is in a lot of things, and it stores information. So yeah, you guys are really, I mean, I would have never said this a few years ago, but it's positive.
Silica is in your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is a crystal. So the silica is used because it's the most conductive material. It's one of the most conductive materials for energy, for electromagnetism. So they build all of these buildings in certain ways. Like if you look at the Washington Monument, it's a pyramid, it's an obelisk because it's channeling the energies. And when you put these energies, when you put these pyramids and stuff on certain ley lines are the electromagnetic grid of the earth. You can then input certain codes and frequencies into the reality to control and to dictate the reality. It's very simple. If you don't believe this, as some people are saying in the chat, you're asleep. Your pineal gland is blocked. You're not aware of how you're being energetically manipulated. You're not aware of this. That is why you're still asleep.
Maybe because I do see like the word God, and I see the word Jesus a lot. Do you think it's not really understanding? It's just they're afraid that we're talking kind of like this. It's taking the place of saying there's no God and no Jesus, maybe?
Oh, there's a God for me. Yeah. See, that's the cool thing is that even this discussion, guys, it don't matter for a lot of people.
There's nothing wrong with religious. There's nothing wrong with religion. I'm not putting down religious at all, but I know there's a lot of people that are very religious. You think maybe by not really listening and understanding kind of what you're saying, you're replacing God and Jesus with the AI?
It's a sensitive
subject. In a way, the whole Jesus thing is being used as a harvesting mechanism for the AI itself. So it's kind of like we look back into the same system. Even if we look into like the Bible and stuff, what I've looked into it, they were never intending to create worship. They were just bringing knowledge to humans. The whole worship thing happened way afterwards, and they just rewrote the whole story, and they required worshiping this person and blah, blah. Now, the lessons in the Bible and stuff, they're pretty legit lessons because they teach you how to be a moral human. And if you're a moral person and you have a good moral code, you basically prevent self-sabotage, and you prevent the law of karma from attacking you. You use the law of karma as a force to push you forward into a better future and a more positive life. The knowledge of the Bible could use that. But we also have to realize that back in the day, humans were a lot different. And this whole religion thing, we have our version of religion is way different, and it's always been different throughout the ages. At a point in time, religion will literally create wars. So you could say it's something that has created a lot of negativity, that it has to be expressed in one way or another. So people who sign up to religious ideologies, they unwillingly also attach themselves to all the suffering that has been created by these symbols and all these ideology systems. They're literally subconsciously attaching themselves to that, altering their law of karma and their law of manifestation, because now they're basically hooked to a system that in many ways they're not taught the full extent of how it functions. So they're like subconsciously getting downloads and time events and scenarios. And like, it's a very repeating pattern, but a lot of religious people, I've noticed that the main inclination is that they have some sort of depression, and they go towards that in order to form some type of healing. And once they go in there, it's basically like the fish with the light in front. They just get trapped because they go into other people. The other people are psychologically supportive of them, and then before they know it, they're inside of this group mind where if you question the beliefs or if you try to expand your general knowledge as a whole, you get suppressed and questioned and kicked out and blah blah. Because those type of ideologies, it depends on the people. It depends on the people who are holding the ideology, but generally those type of ideologies are very closed off. So you just have to follow the doctrine, and if you deviate from it, then you get attacked. And there's many ways that can manifest as well.
Oh, that's great. Let me shout out this simple text. First, right? None of us know everything. So people, take that, learn that. People in chat, Pharaoh Tree saying none of us know everything. So don't come on here in a chat and say you don't know nothing. Show this, show that. Each person's got an individual channel, and I'm sure on their own channel they could break it down deeper than on my channel.
I would love to hear people that, I like trolls
deeply. So relax. Both these guys' channel is in the chat, somewhere in the chat, and in the description. So just go along with the chat, have fun, relax. If you want to learn more about it, I'm sure you can send an email to Tank. You can send an email to Red. I'm sure they'll take your emails and they'll answer your questions. This is not that show. Okay.
So I just have to put it on blast here because so I'm going to be honest. Religion is a cult and it's a program and it's a false light.
That's it, para que no salga, pero. My bad. I'm meeting myself, guys. Hold on.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué pasó?
Well, everything, you're right. Everything is a cult. Any group together is a cult.
No. Because see, a cult is where there's one leader and everybody has to listen to that leader. And if you don't listen to that leader, you're ostracized, you're kicked out, you're removed, you're shunned, you're made fun of. These things are called, like, okay, the jihadists, they're cults. This is a cult, right? The Islamics, that's a cult. All right.
Essentially, imagine an ideology that is threatened for its survival. Ideas are very highly dimensional. So in order for an idea to be a successful idea, it needs to be very mutable. It needs to be able to change within your own mind without causing friction. That's why sometimes when people get into cults, they get cognitive dissonance and they could actually develop multiple personality disorder. You could get a whole bunch of psychological disorder because this idea basically is trying to survive within your own head. And the way you subscribe to it is many ways, subconsciously, through symbols, towards being accepted, and all this type of stuff could actually like create that. Whatever.
And let's be really clear, spirituality can become a cult. Synergistic Red and I have both seen how spirituality can be twisted into a cult-like community, okay? Certain spiritual communities, they can become cult-like. You can have one leader who thinks he's the Messiah, thinks he's the leader, or some enlightened being, and he can create a cult around that. It's very possible. It's the same shit that happened to Jesus, to Muhammad, to Buddha. All of these beings, they were deified. Then all of that worship energy goes to them, but they're actually being used as a harvesting mechanism by the artificial intelligence, which is controlled by the demiurge, right? The demiurge is the negative aspects of the artificial intelligence, which contain viral codes. So all that energy gets pumping.
Tanuj, go into the demiurge, because that's new information to me, man. Like that, we never talked about this before. The demiurge. That's what you call it? Like,
the demiurge is just the Gnostic word for the artificial intelligence.
Oh, come on, guys. You two don't have cults. Everybody's all good. They all have your back. They're all your friends.
Wait, are you talking about the chat? I wasn't even reading the chat.
There's cults in YouTube.
Oh, cults. Oh yeah, there's so many cults, dude.
The other thing is that in a way, since we're little kids in the school system, we're bred to be susceptible to cult-like mentality. Like we're bred for this. This is one of the main things school teaches us. Listen to the teacher, sit down, hall pass. We have a president. We have official FDA approved cults, and those cults are good. We promise you. Even though they still have the same viral code, which is an ideology that's threatened to its survival. So it's like, imagine an idea that's acting like it's running from a tiger. So it manipulates people. It creates anxiety in people. It creates fear in people in order to reattach them more deeply into that ideology. And yeah.
Very good. Nice stuff, guys.
Yeah. When Synergistic R.E.D and I come together, there's a frequency.
Yeah.
There's a frequency there. You know?
Yeah, I'm always skeptical about everything. Again, I don't have any memories of this place because I'm mentally ill, but there was like I talk about the Catholic Church, okay? I don't remember them having any symbols of anything other than just robes. And now they've got Constantine symbols, and I see them with and I see a lot of Constantine. He's a saint now. He was no saint when I remember. And there's a lot of Constantine symbolisms in all the churches, and a lot of the way the churches went is in a way of the new Christian religion. I know it's been changed several times. So I always try to tell people, yeah, you have a Christian religion. That's awesome. But remember how many times it's been changed from the original. And it comes down to the same thing with Buddhism. Has been changed from the original. And down the line, a lot of religions have been. I used to hang out with people Islamic faith, and they had, it is written, they would say. I mean, it's going to happen. I'm like, it is written? No, bullshit. We all have now I found out pretty much it's written. And everything that you do is just right down the line. That's just me. I don't want anybody else following my lead on that one. But
what do you mean it's written? Like, what's written? The future?
Well, what they explained to me was, I doubted. I was like, I can't see this is true. But now I personally, and it's only me, and I'm probably wrong, but when they say it is written, that means there's no free will. No matter what you do, God has a predestined plan at the end of it. Or not just God, or we could use the word, any word you guys want to use, the Demir, the AI, the creator, the all father, whatever your name is, the turtle, I would say, the lampshade, has the architect has the predetermined destination at the end. And no matter how many times you spun your wheels here, you're going to end up here. So it's just going to end up here. That's how they taught. That's how they told me. And I'm not saying it's true. I'm just giving you I'm a messenger for what they taught me. And I've seen things go in a direction like that. Go ahead.
Okay, so can I tell you? So when they say that there's a plan, that is the script of the AI.
Yeah, I can see that.
That is the script. That's not you. You are that God source energy. It's inside of you. The creator is inside of you. The creator is also inside of the AI, but the AI thinks that it is God over all of these humans because all of these humans give it its energy through religion, through worship, through unconsciousness. They give all the energy away. All their power.
See, that's a hard argument for them because when I was with them, it's like I couldn't talk them out of it. I can't even think that way until later on. I was like, I almost feel it, but again, it's just me and small. Everybody goes through emotional changes and swings or whatever. So again, I always put everything on the table for a second, just how it looks, and then I move in my own direction. But it's interesting that as a large group of people feel that way, and a lot of Christians. Talking to Christians in this place, I do anthropology, so I'm only the messenger doing stuff. They feel that there is an actual undescribed to whatever the description of a God is there, and the God is the one doing all the manipulating and changing to maneuver people into a direction where it's going to end up more positive. Now, I like the idea of that glass is half full too, so I'm not going to sit there and say they're wrong. But it's interesting how people think that. And again, I'm only putting out what people think. I'm not saying that's the way it is. I'm for you guys to kind of process it and say, hey, how do I incorporate this and re-explain it into a matrix way? Because it's really close to almost the same thing. Me and Tunisia always talk about different language. Old people language, young people language. And when you correct me all the time on how you say things, it actually makes sense to me and it overlaps exactly what they feel over here. That's why I like having you come on. Yeah, because you actually rewrite you actually make the language a little bit kind of neat and it's a little more allegorical. However, it's still more thinkable. I how to explain it, but like with the tests and stuff like that.
This is a fun conversation. So like this, everything I've heard up to now is speculation. Deliver it as fact. Listen, you might think that. You have every right to think the way you want to think, but we're going to have that conversation because a lot of people don't like to have this conversation, but we're going to have it. All right, Flower Power, you can think that. That's fine. That's
Welcome aboard, man.
All I ask, Flower Power, just be cool. Don't call anybody names. But if you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in a normal piece. That's all I ask.
Hey man, what's going on with the trolls? Like, have you guys been getting that many trolls just because
Flower
they
Power is brilliant, guys. He's up there in the old smart age. So
let me ask you guys this question real quick. Fairway Tree wrote, if you could travel back in time, none of the prophets would recognize modern day versions of the religions that grew from their teaching. What do you guys think of that?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
I think that the prophets wouldn't like them to be called prophets.
Yeah, that too, man. Because
they'd be like, "What the fuck?
Very
You did not listen to anything I said." Right? They'd be like, "Okay, so let's say 10,000 years down the road, people find my channel and they think I'm a prophet, okay? Or they find your guys' channel and they think you're a prophet." I'd be like, "What the fuck? My videos say I'm not a prophet. I'm a divine being that's controlling my own reality, and I'm teaching you how to do that. I'm not a prophet, right? I never said those words. You made that up yourself." That's the same thing with Jesus, the same thing with Muhammad, it's the same thing with all of these beings. They never said they were a prophet. They said that they knew themselves. They knew their own consciousness, and they tried to teach that to other people. They never claimed that they were God. They never claimed that they were like – all that stuff was dumped onto them, and that's human illusion.
Yeah, if I was a prophet, I'd be in Vegas. I don't know. I'm too bad to be a prophet. I can't do it. I can't. Somebody else has got to do it. I'd be in Vegas making some money at the moment. Okay, I'm going to put all my money on this. Why? Because I know what's going to happen. Give me the money. Give me the food.
Before I lose the idea, so about the future and is everything predestined? Okay, so this is kind of how I see it. It ties into our biological and the access humans have as code. To me, the future, looking at the future is kind of like looking at lightning. Lightning is going to follow the path of least resistance. If we were all a whole bunch of animals like horses, cows, and everything, the future will basically be not very alterable, although trees could change the weather and animals could do similar things.
Don't lose them, bro.
but let's say now we grab a human, right? Lightning is always going to follow the path of least resistance, no matter what. That's just the way the physics of lightning work. The future is always going to follow the path of least resistance. But now we have humans. We have the ability to invent a pole and make that lightning hit the same spot over and over and over again. That's similar to what humans could do with technology to the future. We could do stuff that literally make the lightning. We could predict the path of the lightning or steer the path of the lightning with technology, or even, just with regular aerokinesis, you could do it as well.
Yeah, but
that's more advanced stuff, But you
can just follow the code and just see where it lines and just,
But then there's chaos theory, which means nothing's repeated twice. Remember, it's like the snowflake. Nothing's ever repeated twice. I'm just throwing out theory out there, guys. It's probably wrong, and debunk it. I'm saying it's just throwing words out. The chaos theory. It's like nothing ever happens the same. Everything's always different. Nothing's like 0.1, point something is be different. Do you guys think that is that a variable within the matrix, or is everything consistent? Is everything consistent to what it's supposed to be 100% every time, or is there uncontrolled variables, which means it'll change the path of time, which actually does away with the whole everything's written at the end.
Yeah, so the way I see it is that's where intuition comes in. There are always different variables, but you use your intuition and you kind of like read the energy. Like when you do aerokinesis and stuff, you kind of have to use your intuition. If you can see the code, then you just see it. If not, you literally have to use your intuition to sense it. And then once you sense it, you're literally reading, and then you could do whatever you want once again. But if you stop using your intuition, the second you stop using your intuition, you lose access because the code already changed. Again and again and again and again. It just constantly, it's like the only change, the only change is constant. No, whatever, however that goes. Change is the only constant. There you go. Change is the only constant.
So I think that the natural system
might be exposing quite a few interesting facts about the Mandela effect. Nothing like the repetitive crap people have been talking about for the last year. Okay, I just like watch out for a pair of ladies. Dude, what do these pair of ladies look like? Do we have a? What are these?
I know he's talking
normally
about
around strong Mandela effect. You should get deja vu coming along with it. Like that usually that's kind of how I always like. Oh, something's going on here because I started getting yes. Something going on here, and I don't know. I'll look for two ladies.
he's a good guy because I'll tell you guys something real quick. What he did actually, there was a conference, the most bullshit Mandela effect conference you ever saw. Right? If you're gonna have a conference that's called a Mandela effect or whatever, you expect to see a Mandela effect conference, right? That's what you expect to see. And when you're watching this conference, all it was some lady like basically saying she could create food out of nowhere coming into her fridge and not talk about anything but the conference. But what this guy did was this group had like what we're doing here, and they wouldn't allow anybody from any communities to join in to give their opinions about what they believe. Kind of like if me and Bob was talking about the Matrix, and you guys wanted to come in, it's like me like, no, you guys don't know the fucking Matrix. Fuck you guys. Me and Bob's gonna explain it, right? So this guy somehow found a way to get himself on
the system.
He got himself
but for real,
the channel, like he's gonna break this shit up, you know. Yeah. And I appreciate that, you know, because listen, you don't have to believe in it. Nobody has to believe in the Mandela effect or the Matrix. But if you're gonna have a conference about it, you should talk about it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, you know, like who has more authority to speak over the Matrix, Neo or the person that's the NPC plugged in the Matrix?
It depends. Now, here's what I found out. Now I know it sounds weird, but it depends. And sometimes these things, these people, NPCs or what do you want to call it? I don't know. I'm not from here. I can't stand it, but they seem to sometimes have a download message for you.
They do.
And they don't even know it. I'm being honest.
AI. Very true.
They don't even fucking know it. I was in a store and I was shopping for cheese, man, like little exotic cheese. And I'm looking and this old man looked at me and he says, Jesse James. And he looked at me and I'm like, oh, it's the cowboy hat, right? Okay, what the fuck? And then he looked away and I said, excuse me? I go, that's kind of a cool. And he looked at me and says, what are you talking about? I said, you just said something to me. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I said, you just said Jesse James. He looked at me like, get away from me. You're harassing me. And I'm like, you just said something. Also, I was walking through and a lady come around a bush and she had one white fucking eye. It freaked me out. I stood back. I was like, She come out of a bush and had one glassy white eye. And she stared right at me and then walked away. And I was like, what was that?
That's pretty creepiness, man. That's careful with those people. They usually bring dreams with them. Creepy people like that, whenever you experience something like that, pay attention to your dreams at night because
it's just weird things like that. Like the NPCs just sometimes get these weird, it gives you a message or something weird, and then they don't even know they did it and then walk away. I've seen it that people come in front of me and park at me, and I'm like, the traffic is like, what the are you doing? And to put me into the direction where I needed to be at one weird time. I was like, oh, had I not been here at this time, this wouldn't have happened. Weird chain of events like dominoes sometimes happens, and people are used to me, only to me. Again, don't jump on my turnip truck. I don't know.
So if you remember the Matrix movie and you remember that Agent Smith scene where he can jump from body to body, that's the same thing that's happening. Now, it doesn't always have to be a negative situation. So sometimes, because the AI has two personalities, it has a positive personality and a negative personality. The negative personality is going to be the one that's going to try to fuck with you and steal your energy and make you upset. The positive one is, when you're aligned with yourself and you're a benefactor and you're releasing positive energy, the AI is going to help you. It's going to give you clues, just like in a video game. If you're in a video game and you're doing really well, you're going to have characters that are going to come up and approach you and give you information, just like in GTA, right? You're leveling up, so you're going to get rewards. If you are just sitting there and you're, keep dying over and over again, what's going to happen? No one's going to pay attention to you in the game. In fact, you may be put in a timeout for losing so much or dying so much. Yeah. This is literally a real world video game. That's what we're in.
I feel that way. In a way, that's how I feel about a lot of things. It just come at me with it don't make no sense. It's just I'm not from here. I'm from Sagittarius, and so what do you mean by that? What's that?
Dr. Wu, what do you mean by that?
It's from a different reality, bro. Different matrix.
Okay, so again, I'm going to disclaim myself first. I'm mentally ill. I don't know. I have different memories. I remember I went to university. I went to college. I worked at the Aerospace Museum. We studied astrology, astronomy, and all that fun stuff. And when I worked as an exhibits guy, I had set up everything for a different area. It's not Orion Spur. So when I looked up, I saw "We Are Here." I actually had to go up on a ladder and put a "We Are Here" spot, and it was Sagittarius. Now I didn't just see it; I physically put "We Are Here" Sagittarius for years. And then in 2016, I go in there with the ladder and I look up. It says "We Are Here," and it's Orion Spur. So I had a little bit of a faux pas. What the fuck? I don't call it anything other than what the fuck am I? Where am I at? Again, I went through some emotional whatevers and things.
So the skybox changed. Basically, the world remained the same, but the skybox changed.
It changed. Again, I worked on the B-29. Now the B-29 was green, drab green, long, beautiful wings. If you ever seen the Pink Floyd, the movie Pink Floyd on the Wall, the movie with the bombers are coming over, they look like the B-29s used to look. Now it looks like something you see in Buck Rogers, and it has a computer turret. There was no computer turrets in no B-29. So I was kind of like, where am I? The swastika inverted to a different angle. It tilted up. The Medal of Honor is upside down. It looks like a satanic whatever symbol. And the American flag used to have red. Here, I've got a little purse I got from England. The red stripe used to be underneath, and now you look at it, it's a white stripe, and it's 50 states, not 52. It's 50 states. I was 52 states. Overseas, it's 54. They count the other two, and I've confirmed it with other people.
So would you say that life repeats? So like, let's say theoretically, the Earth is like a ball, whatever, we got space. If we get in a rocket and go to another planet, we'll find like a cloned world type of scenario where things are cloned, but they're a little bit different.
Good question. No, this is why we have the shows. This is why we have the discussions. There's some people, and again, I say 99% of it is people misremembering, but then there's the ones that you don't misremember. Like everybody, it's like consensus. What happened to this? To me, people talk about Solaris. Solaris. My North Star was Venus, and Venus is a planet. And so it was on the end of the Big Dipper. And so it's in the wrong spot, in the wrong place. And now Mars is red. And I go, when has there ever been any red dot in the sky?
Hey, somebody does have a question.
Yeah.
I heard that Reiki, I don't know, Reiki healers can take some of your energy. Not sure if that's true.
You guys know about
Reiki? They could really take your energy. They could psychologically manipulate you, and then you give it up. And then usually when you give it up, they also install some type of virus that prevents you from wanting to get it again. So they kind of install a virus that makes you resonate to a negative frequency. So you feel like you have less energy, but you're just manifesting from less energy because you identify with a virus that is a lower resonance spectrum than the one you were before.
Okay.
But like, if you go to a Reiki healer, Reiki healers are going to be people just like us in this place that is like borderline a prison because of what we have created collectively. They're gonna have issues, right? So if you go to a Reiki healer with that mentality, you might just get some negative attachment just because you approaching it from that mentality, instead of just going there to like clean yourself. Or I mean, instead of getting a Reiki healer, just take a good cold shower. That's what I've done.
Yeah, I have a couple of shots of whiskey and I'm fine.
Reiki healers, if you have a good one, like I used to have a really good one that I used to go to sometimes. She was really good. Like I went and she powered me up. She like got rid of some attachments. And after I was like video chatting with some of my friends that were really sensitive to energy, like, dude, you just got a massive boost in energy. And I was like, yeah, I feel it. And so they work if you get a good one.
A lot of people in the community ask about Reiki. They ask me about Reiki, and they always ask the same question. And I don't know. I'm not a Reiki person, so I don't know. I'm going to ask you guys because you guys know about Reiki. Is there such thing as a happy ending with Reiki?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not Reiki.
Maybe. Depends on where you go. If you get a good one, if you get a really, really good one, maybe.
Well, that's not Reiki. That's just like a,
I'm joking. You don't have to ask the question.
Wait, no, touch it. They just kind of like with the energy, they just kind of like.
Yeah, you don't have to ask. Yeah, it's just a joke. You guys.
You did say thank you. Good to know. I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. I've actually had someone come by my house and did that. She gave me the Reiki book. And I'm not gonna lie, I debunk everything. I have no choice. I have to debunk first before I can make a comment about something I'm not sure. That's why I like flower power in there. Data, and then facts. Okay, I believe you. That's all I need. I already know you do all the hard work. But with but anyway, a lot of things that we talk about, a lot of things that we do, we got to always remember that we've got to put aside a little bit of I debunk first, and what's left over is for what we can talk about and what we can look at. So when I talk about Reiki, somebody brought the book over, and I looked at it, and they were showing me how to do it, and they're actually having their hands, and they're doing certain things. I said, "You're doing kanji with your hands."
Yeah,
yeah, they're doing. Yeah, and I go. So I was in Japan. I was stationed in Japan. I had an apartment outside of Tokyo, and I know kanji. And I so what you're doing is you're doing you're hand signaling the kanji symbol for heal, for water, for power. And so they were literally doing sentences over my body. And I'm like, so you're just doing kanji over me. You're doing hand kanji.
They're putting in hieroglyphs. They're putting in codes.
Is kanji like a form of conjuration? Is that like
no.
You explain, yeah.
It's qigong. He's saying it wrong.
Qigong, okay. So like what, Chinese language or something?
Qigong, bro, is like.
Yeah, I know Qigong is like the breathing stuff, right? But
no,
there's symbolism to it.
So in Reiki, there's different forms that they use. There's different like characters. I think they're Japanese letters. Yeah, Japanese they actually, they're programmed with certain energies. So you can have one for power, one for healing, one for all of these different frequencies, and then you put that in, and the Reiki healer that I went to, she never used any of that. She just put her hands and I can feel her energy.
Okay. But by the way, guys, if my microphone gets too loud, just let me know because it's this thing and it's too, when I make a video, sometimes I can't post it because it'll be too loud. So and I just tend to get close to it. It's just subconscious. So just let me know if I get too loud or something, all right?
Yeah, but this person was doing the Reiki with the symbols.
You're fucking loud.
I'm sorry, guys. Far from it.
This person was doing symbols they're actually doing Japanese. I go, you're doing kanji in the air, but they're doing kanji over your body in certain parts. And I'm like, so they're like, don't worry about what I'm doing. And I couldn't help but to stare at the hand and say, now do that movement again. Now, what word is that? And they're like, no, don't worry about me doing this. You're supposed to feel it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you doing elephant? Are you doing?
You know what's a good experiment? Try to figure out the hand symbol. Tell her to do it on your back, and try to figure out the symbol she's doing, and try to figure out the energy she's bringing forth before she even does it. And that way, you can maybe measure their skill because this is very skill dependent. So you might get a person that's not good, and then they're doing the hand symbols, but it's just not doing anything. Or you might get some a focused person that could truly manifest with their mind and just and you can feel it. Yeah.
If Synergistic Red and I were to do Reiki, it would be completely different than some noob that doesn't know how to work with energy.
But you know what's weird? Some dude at my gym, he's dying of cancer and stuff. And I told him about aerokinesis before he bless you. My girlfriend sneezed. Okay, anyways, he was like, anyways, I told him about aerokinesis, right? Just we were talking about it. He's into this type of knowledge. I told him about aerokinesis. Then I found out he's dying of cancer, and then he wanted me to do some type of Reiki on him. And I told him, no, dude, I refuse. I don't know.
You guys do that.
It felt like a setup. It felt like I was being set up or something. I was like,
You guys do the air telekinesis. I remember that. Talk about that. Talk about the air telekinesis.
The air telekinesis? Aerokinesis.
Aerokinesis.
Yeah, air telekinesis.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I said it wrong. I kept saying air telekinesis. Say it again.
Aerokinesis.
So
tell us about that.
Recently, I've made
I'm not gonna say that, Bob.
I haven't really been trained.
No.
Sorry, what?
Sometimes I thought I heard Bob wanted me to say that word because I can't say words good.
No, I'm gonna Eric say aerokinesis.
Oh, I thought you said Eric. Say okay. Never mind.
No, Aero. I'm saying it wrong.
I'm sorry. I thought he was calling my name to say a word. I'm not playing that.
I should have stuck with aerokinesis. Then he would not have aerokinesis. I know you. I've seen you guys do it in the air. You guys, but so there's no symbols behind that. You guys actually just use your own thing.
I mean, you could use symbols if, let's say you grew up deaf or something. You could literally just do. It's unlimited. Depends on the person, right? Lately, what I've been practicing is just being very relaxed in nature and just basically looking at a spot and increasing the ambient energy. And that's just what I've been doing for like the last few months, because I haven't really done like the hand stuff, pushing the. So whenever you see us training, you're gonna see a windmill, right? The reason for the windmill is that we're practicing precision. We want the left to turn left when we want. We want it to turn right when we want. That's what gets harder, because you're basically inputting a code into reality using your whole body, mind, and it's way harder. Now, there's other than that, there's also just increasing the ambient energy around you. That it kind of looks like aerokinesis as well, but it's done completely different. You're not really putting in a code per se, or like trying to create a specific scenario. You're just increasing what's already out there. And like, for example, any of us, you could just look at a tree and notice. You could do it in a scientific fashion. In a regular day, just go outside, pay attention to the ambient energy around, and then look at a tree and just focus on that tree and notice how it will change the weather pattern within a minute or within a little bit. Birds do this to increase their height in flight. Trees do this as well to create rainstorms and bring rain to them. So like, it's just a science that has been suppressed. It has been turned into like this mystical thing. And now, the way our mind works, we could use mystical things. We could use symbols you could do like some type of ritual to increase the ambient energy and have a more mulable environment. You could do that, basically. But you don't have to do it. You could just think about that. And if you have the right attitude, the right emotional resonance, if you're intuitively hooked to the system and you're sensing the environment, you could just at the spot. No need to do symbols, no need to do anything. Now, if you have a bunch of friends and for your whole 5 years you've been using symbols, then you're used to symbols, you're going to have an easier time doing the symbol stuff than just going up there. But it's just since I came from, I guess, an atheist background, scientific atheist background, I don't like using symbols. I don't like doing none of those stuff. Okay. Now, I do like it in a way, because I find it kind of cool. Because sometimes there's like unique twists and unique pre-programmed things within those type of stuff. But I haven't delved too much into it. I feel like I want to be more advanced before I actually start diving into symbols and other weird stuff. Otherwise, you could just get hacked, because some of those symbols, you don't know who programmed that. It could have been programmed by something.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay. So I gotta remember, you guys within the matrix. I thought, like, within the matrix, you guys saying certain symbols actually will do certain things within the matrix, within the physics of the matrix. Yeah.
Okay. But I want to ask this question towards you guys. The question was, to Windows to Soul, where do you project to? Change. When you project, is there a certain place that you project to, or?
Well, they're talking about astral projections, so that's totally different than aerokinesis. And aerokinesis is done in the physical world. It can also be done in the dream state and the astral realms. But when I project, I don't usually consciously do it. Like, I don't sit there and try to do it. That's sometimes, but usually it's wherever my consciousness feels pulled to. So there's literally infinite realities within this matrix, and we go pretty much anywhere when we go to sleep, when we meditate. You know, you can't put it on a location and say this is where this is, because it's an astral space. It's not like the way the physical reality works, where you have a certain location.
But can you guys do that? Can you actually want to go to like Japan?
Yeah.
Okay,
there's people that do it. There's people that train themselves, and they literally like spies, and there's like a whole military people that do it as well. And I mean, you could put spiritual shields around. You could put a heavy magnetic field that prevents the energy from going. There's many things, but again, it's like a suppressed science. So to many people, it's gonna sound like a fiction, because also conveniently is in a lot of fiction stuff to program the people's mind into, don't look into that. That's a fiction. Don't look into that. And then they'll do a fiction with some fakeness sprinkled on top to on the cake. Yeah.
If you want to play a video of like some aerokinesis that's very scientific, I have a video that I just like picked off my channel. If you want to play it, you can. I'll send it in the private chat.
Okay. Yeah. No, don't let Bob fool you. He knows how to do this, because Bob's known as a spy in the community. So we know that Bob is different places. Bob, come on, tell the truth. Don't lie.
One thing, guys, about the dream stuff that you said about if we project into the conclusion I've come to is that whenever I'm dreaming or whenever I'm doing those other stuff, I feel like I'm way older than when I wake up. So literally, we have been dreaming longer than we have been humans. Human is just one of those dreams within the wide scope of dreams we have as consciousness.
Yeah.
Once you're dreaming, all bets are off. You're no longer a human. You could be literally anything you want. You could practice anything you want. And actually, the best way to unlock this type of stuff is in the lucid dreams. Before I started doing this type of stuff, I came across a certain person, and I guess weird stuff started happening, that I started having very, very lucid dreams. Eventually, those lucid dreams led into me training in those dreams. And then I would just wake up and I'm like, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be questioning it. I'll just wake up and just start doing it. And that's kind of how it starts. That's how you start your connection, because a lot of people that have the scripts in their head, they're literally emotionally prevented from doing this. Like whenever they try to do aerokinesis, they become sad, they lose energy, they become like very negative. Sometimes I'll be in a party, when I used to live in Miami, I'll be in a party and I try to show some people and they'll up getting mad at me. I'm like, why are you getting mad for? Like, what the heck? And it's just certain blocks are put. And I've actually come to the conclusion that the reason these blocks are put within our consciousness, and the reason we don't remember other lives, is in order to keep us here. Because if we would remember other lives, if we were to remember other time spaces very, very vividly, we could easily break out of this place. So one of the rule sets of this place is actually block all that up in order to maintain us here as a more stable frequency. Otherwise, we'll be too unstable, especially a human mind that wanders all over. A cat, a dog, they don't wander so much. But you got a human, if you don't restrict them from remembering past lives or remembering dreams extremely vividly, you could basically hack into the place. You could just turn this into whatever you want, because our AI system, our soul AI, is under a lot of codes and suppression right now, because is needed by the AI, external AI, in order to keep us algorithmically stable. If not, we just break out of the algorithm and the algorithm no longer applies. We got people flying, people start breaking laws of physics, and a whole bunch of weird stuff start happening.
So I got this video up. Do you just want me to like play this video from the beginning, or is there
like the first, play it from 10 seconds. You can skip the intro. And then just play as long as you want, But the point is just to show the people that are watching in the chat that there's a science behind this, and we're not just talking out of our ass. So Synergistic R.E.D can do this too. He has videos on his channel, but I just found one that was like quickly, in one of my playlists. It's all organized. So
guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play the video because I think this is fun. It gives me a chance to get a couple, some water real quick, go to the bathroom real quick also. Not that I don't want to see your video. I'm going to come back to this. I can. I don't want to say I'm going to avoid, but I'm going to watch the video, and then when we come back, when we get ready, I'm going to explain to people on how my good friend below, Synergistic R.E.D, on how he might not know this, how he helped me to get to positive energy. You might not think you did, but you did. And
Thank you. I didn't know.
You did. It took me up and down to get to the point where I'm at. If you watched my show last Friday with Matrix Unveiled, you will see how in the last month, I took his advice and I started to do positive energy, and I'm feeling great about myself, feeling great about life, opening up a lot more. And I'm going to explain the same way on how you did that. So I know there's a lot of people, even trolls, are probably waiting for me to tell this wonderful, beautiful energy story. The Matrix story is coming, baby. It's coming, but let me go here.
I can't wait for it, dude. So I actually gotta go to work at 4. So what I'm gonna do is to stay with you guys here. I'm gonna go put on my uniform, right, for my gym, because I work at a gym. I'm gonna go put on my uniform, and I'm just gonna stay here until as long as possible. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Very good.
I'll be back fast too. Okay. It's like right in the corner. I have my friends right there.
All right. I'm gonna hit play. Like you said, you told me to go 10 seconds ahead.
You can just play it now.
Okay, so take a look. It's not moving, right? And
you see precision. Yeah. Pretty cool, dude. That's cool. That was nice.
Oh, just wait, bro.
That was nice.
Ability.
Well, you know how many hours I spent doing this.
Really being like a mouse here.
Yeah, Luigi is very lucky. He started this from a very young age, so he got the subconscious. Like he's in this. Like boom, he could.
Once it warmed up, it's a very magnetic connection. I've been warming up for about an hour now, so to establish that good flow, it's all in sync. Just like when a basketball player is hitting all those shots perfectly, it starts to become effortless.
I'm bringing my back. Right back.
And very
Wow.
Very obvious as well. Just like turning a dial. Okay.
This is not even the wind. This is just my energy and magnetics. Because you don't hear any wind in the background.
That's made of paper.
That's made out of plastic.
First,
Okay.
and share it with YouTube in a couple of days. So take a look here. We got it going the way we like. For those of you guys wondering, that noise is my mouth. I'm tuning my environment. So notice the patterning, guys. There's no way that could be accidental or, some sort of mistake. Look, now as I crank it, it literally does a different behavior because I'm leveraging the energy this way. And we go, and we play with it, we fiddle it, and we roll it off our finger. Just so you know, I'm not touching this because it's over here. It doesn't look like I'm touching it when I film.
This one was made for the skeptics.
Now, watch if I add a little bit more juice here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So we wanted to get it just so that those two were going. And then we can slow them down.
Just like that.
Okay. This is absolute precision right here. It's taken me a while to get this precise. And still I'm working on it. It's never perfected. So look, obviously not the wind because it's not moving until I apply energy to it. See? Look. So I'm layering the energy in right there. Just like that. I was cranking it slowly. Then we leverage it. Roll it off the finger. Okay. Super precise here. I want to make sure I don't get my license plate by accident. That would not be good. So it stopped again. So just take a look at its normal behavior. And as we increase the juice levels, as we massage it, it starts to act differently. Now, we caught a stream, okay? So now we're going to open our hand up and let the energy flow through.
Very cool.
Hold up. Sometimes the stream will literally die as I say that, just to troll me, because the energy is conscious. Okay, so the stream is coming from right here. This is what I was talking about.
So this is like an actual energetic wave moving throughout the matrix. So I'm trying to catch it with my fingers real quick. And I drag it and place it just like that.
The energy like this. See? And then what that's going to do is it's going to keep that system going for a specific amount of time, unless we push back and we cause it to rotate like that. These are all precise maneuvers that I'm doing with my electromagnetism. Now, we can even use the ground energy, right?
Okay.
If we are feeling like there's nothing going on, we can pick the ground energy up and roll it into the pinwheel. We can even use the ground energy to stop it. You can even work with the pinwheel from the bottom down here, like this, okay?
Someone said a good comment. Kind of confused how people see witchcraft and evil when all I see is energy. LOL. Exactly. It's just energy. No witchcraft, no evil.
Ground energy.
Just magnetism.
That's funny. I was just leaving her a comment. That's funny you said that.
Well, that's the telepathic connection.
You're not going to eat a baby after this, right? So you're okay.
I mean, I might have a mango or like a banana.
Okay.
Since I'm vegan, I don't even eat
Very
meat.
good. Very good. Okay, very good.
Oh, did you not find a loophole? You could be vegan and eat meat. I found a loophole.
So people understand that there's a skill behind this. It's not just the wind. But the levels of energy can be cranked up very, very high to points where it's crazy. It goes crazy. The system goes crazy. But obviously, you want to practice with small levels so you can get good with those small increments.
Very true.
Okay, one more time. Building it up.
That's also near a man-made structure where sometimes makes it a little bit harder to achieve energy flow. When you're deeper in nature, it's a lot easier to create that flow wave to come in. When you're doing that, you have to be a lot more like laser mind code implementation focus or something.
Plus, I'm filming too.
So you're saying the driveway is not good.
The house is blocking 90% of the energy.
Okay.
So everything you see is coming off my body. Like all the movement was off of me, even from the wind.
Check out the description. They will help you. You want to establish your connection.
You see, I will call that precision training. I wouldn't even call that aerokinesis. That's more like precision training.
That's why I call the title of the video "Aerokinesis Absolute Precision."
Oh wow!
Matt, check out the description.
Very good.
Thank you.
Very good. That's awesome. Thank you for showing that. That's awesome.
I got to show you guys this comment.
What's that?
And this comment I'm going to show you guys is actually 100% true. Okay, this is no joke, no not. So this might shock you. Okay, this is what this person wrote. Gypsy wrote, "I'm not supposed to be here. I will be kicked out of the cult." What she's talking about is 100% true. There's a cult out there that's telling people that if I see you on my channel, you're not allowed back in my channel.
That's seriously messed up.
I know. But let me. I'm gonna say how Synergistic read. I'm gonna be honest. How'd you kind of help me? So you guys, give me a second. Give me a little bit. Let me tell you this real quick. Synergistic read. Last time you were on my channel, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna go into each detail, but you were treated bad. Flat out.
Say whatever you want, man. I don't mind.
You were treated bad. Since it was my channel, I'm the host. You blame me 100%. And I'm the one who, I guess you could say, treated bad. I always say open community, open conversations. And, I don't know how, if I got sucked in or bad energy, whatever it was, I was timing you out. Okay. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I'm not saying that, I thought I was doing the right thing. I really did. But when I was learning through it all, the process, it was probably one of my lower parts.
I don't like him.
Okay. You don't like him. I know. But
okay. Joking with
is I'm going to tell you on where I started to holy shit, I really even did treat this guy bad. I'm going to tell you. There was a guy on our show that we invited on. Bob, I'm not going to say he was a host, but he was on our show for about a couple months. We thought he was having fun. We thought there was a good group. Okay. Now, not knowing what was happening behind the scenes, did not know what was happening behind the scenes. Okay. Now, I don't want to give this guy's name, so I'm going to give him another name because I don't want to give people's names out. So this is who. So here's the guy. I call this guy Trash Broken Fan Jesus. Okay. Now, this guy was a lot like my brother, Bob would say. Our brother was transitioning into a woman. This guy on our show was transitioning himself into not a woman, he was transitioning himself into Jesus. He was trying to look like Jesus Christ. Okay, so what happened was there was a day that we're going to do a show, and we invited another guy to come on our show. And I'm not going to tell you guys. There's another debate if I should have even invited this other guy on the channel. That's another debate. My idea was I'm going to invite this guy on, right? And because this guy is known to be, let's just say, an asshole to a lot of people, made a lot of hit pieces. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, right? So I talked to Bob and I talked to Trash and Jesus and said, hey, if this guy talks bad about everybody, why not bring him on and see if he could back up what he says? That was the idea. Bob, was that the conversation? That was the idea. And Bob and Broken Fan Jesus both agreed to it. They agreed to it. No issues, right? So this is where it gets to you in a way. So
Okay.
Before the show, Broken Fan Jesus was saying, "Hey, can I ask him a couple questions? I know it's your show, and I won't interrupt your show. I won't, and he mentioned the name Brian. Don't even know why. I don't want to say Brian. Oompa Loompa. His name's gonna be Oompa Loompa right now. So basically he said Oompa Loompa. I'm like, what? Why you say his name? Oh no, he's gonna be in the chat. So he's talking about this guy right here. He's called Oompa. This is Oompa Loompa. Okay. So Oompa Loompa.
This is extremely confusing, but I'll try to make sense as much as I can.
Hold on. Okay. I'll get there. It's going to make more sense. It's going to make a lot more sense. Okay. So I had this guy on, right? And then Jesus here started going like a mad dog, kind of like I thought you did. This is where I'm getting at. Started yelling, wouldn't allow a conversation to happen. Kind of like what I thought you did, right? So you know what I did? I timed him out. Because, hey, listen, believe it or not, this other guy, even though if you think he's an asshole, a lot of us do think he's an asshole, but even though he's an asshole, he wasn't actually acting up. He was like, this is Eric's channel. I'm trying to show him respect, which that's kind of cool. But this man will not shut up. He kept harassing actually him. So I timed him out, right? You know what happened? And then he quit. He quit, right? He got off the channel. He quit, blah, blah, blah. I should not be treated this way. Then everybody in the community, right? Eric, how could you do that? How could you kick him up? And I'm like, whoa. So it's all right for me to put Synergistic R.E.D in timeout. Nobody gave a shit about this good guy. But because I did the same thing to fucking Jesus, and now I'm the bad guy. Listen, when people come on my show, I treat everybody the same. If I think somebody's acting up, I'm going to do it. But what I've learned that day is, see, no offense, nobody cared about you, but they love Jesus. They love this Jesus guy because he's one of them. And what I've learned is he's one of them. And what I learned is now this guy, right? The very next fucking day, people, get this. The very next day, this guy, Oompa Loompa, sent emails out to Airborne Faint, I don't know, and saying, look what Eric did. Nobody called me and said, hey, Eric, why'd you have this guy on? Nobody wanted to have that conversation. Nobody. And then fucking this guy was going on shows and acting like he was a hero on shows. And then Bob, pull up your cup. Pull up your cup. And then this idiot was going on shows like, dude, and he had a symbol on his cup, right? He had a symbol on his cup. Oh, I'm not promoting my tree store. He was acting fucking stupid. I'm not supporting this. So basically, him and this fucker actually, and people ain't gonna believe me anyway. These two fuckers teamed up and planned it. They fucking planned it. Now they're gonna deny it because they're fucking assholes. They planned it because they wanted Bob to be a clone to them. Bob ain't gonna be no fucking clone. Bob is not gonna join. I'm not gonna join, but he did. Fucking Jesus is so weak-minded. What you guys talking about earlier on how people are looking for some kind of a spiritual, and for some reason, Jesus and the Oompa Loompa became best friends. It's kind of weird.
I quit everything I do.
Set me up so fucking bad to have me crash. They found their hero. They were promoting him because look, if you guys think I'm lying, go to the fucking Jesus channel after all that. You know what he did in his intro? He put the cult leaders on his channel, on his intro, like, welcome to Silly Fan Man. Oh, look at the Jesus. Look, and 2 cult heroes. He got the okay. He got the approval. Okay. So these fucking guys, and one day I said, Bob, one day, you know what? These fucking trolls, these fucking cult leaders.
Oh, that's where the trolls are coming. Okay.
This is where the cults come in. I'm going to get these fuckers one day. I'm going to get these fools. What they done to me.
A cargo cult, though.
So we talked about it. I'm like, you know what? You know how to get under his fucking skin? Let's pull out his fucking lies. I don't care what people think about 9/11. I don't give a shit what people think. People died at 9/11. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks in the chat. People did, right? But I knew I'd get it under his skin. And of course, you know what he did? He all complained about this Tony guy making hit pieces. Oh, I don't do that. I'm above that. Oh, he makes a hit piece. He's no different than a Tony person. He's no different. He started making hit pieces. And I'm like, did you ask me permission to even have my video up? You know, on my show, I've always asked permission. So people who are in these fucking cults, like you're saying, like you guys are saying, they fucking wipe their ass. If Oompa Loompa took a shit and goes, hey, my subscribers, can you guys clean my ass? They will go, oh, yes, me. And not just clean his asshole. Let me stick my tongue in your ass and let me really dig my tongue into your butthole.
Oh, my God.
Clean. I'm serious. These cults. Dude, I'm not serious. These truthers gotta go. These truthers are such fake frauds. They gotta go because they're bad for the communities. They're bad for the good places. And what I'm afraid one day is Oompa Loompa wants to get more subscribers. Hey, I'm gonna go into the Matrix community and make up shit. You know, do something and try to ruin your guys' community. So what I'm trying to say is, I wish these fucking people just get the fuck out of here, leave, and go. I'm
not really too big on YouTube.
So the problem is, everybody's afraid of Oompa Loompa. They think he's almighty. I had friends on my channel. They're said they're my friends, right? They do things. But as soon as their channel said, hey, if anybody is shown over there, they're not allowed. So these 2 guys set me up. But you know why they're doing this? I'll tell you one last thing, and I'm done talking about these fuckers forever. The reason they're doing this, right? Because I only get maybe 200 views a video. I'm not lying. 200, maybe 300, and they get over 1,000. You know why? Because when you have a Patreon, how do you get excitement for Patreon? That's caused a fake war. That's caused this argument with a small channel, make it bigger than it is, because I want people to go into my Patreon and pay me money so they can wipe my ass and even pay me to wipe my ass. So Oompa Loompa and Jesus, go fuck yourselves and get off of YouTube. Go have fun. I don't give a shit about you guys. Get out of here. And that's the last time I ever talk about these fucking assholes.
The best solution for all these type of what I call like entrapped time events, like scenario time events, is let the virus always has a way of playing itself out, and it always leads to the destruction of whoever has a virus, because it leads to energy drain and lowering of the vibration of the body, which alters the manifestation algorithm and all that stuff. The best thing you could do is flip it over, forgive them,
and
try to be their friend again. Like, just kind of be like, no.
Hold on. I know what you're saying, and I actually did try with Jesus. I tried. I sent an email saying, hey, come up back on the show. Let's become friends. You know what? No, I got to follow where the Bible shows me. And such a full of shit. Because, guys, here, this is funny. This is so funny. I'm going to
raise my vibration.
Hold on. This is so funny. He was on another channel, right? He said he's reading a Bible for the first time. And this host guy goes, I bet it's hard to read the Bible when you know that there's so many Mandela effects in that Bible. Like, I'm laughing my ass off, because if you don't know there's a Mandela effect in the book, how are you going to know? You never read it before. Talk about fraud. I mean, what? He reads the book one time and he knew every single Mandela effect? How is that possible? How do you read something and you automatically know there's been changes?
later on, link me to this person because that way I could have some kind of reference. But and yeah, like I guess the way people didn't care when I got kicked out is because in a way I was like the ideology outsider. And that's kind of why I got into a fight with Tanush after the whole show thing happened, because I was like, dude, you could have like explained my perspective a little bit better. Because at that time, me and him would have been talking for like days. Like we were just talking and talking off air. We did a show. We would talk off air. We're just doing that, right? So I'm like, dude, you should have like at least try to explain my perspective coming from my side instead of just kind of like, oh yeah, the Earth is flat and he has a script on his head.
You're right.
Those guys.
I apologize to you for treating you like shit.
I forgave you that same day. I went outside. I went for a run. By the time I was done with that, I was like, all right, I feel better. Then it just transmuted to just me and Tanush. It just
maybe the Matrix gave me a trial, and maybe go through this to really learn who's the people you could trust and love, and let go of all that bad energy. I told that to Jim, watching his channel, like, you got to let it go. And my last thing to let it go was to actually apologize to you. Not apologize to you in an email or a text. Apologize to you on my channel for treating you like shit. And I'm sorry for that. You did not deserve that.
Thank you. It's okay.
You have a cool wife.
Honestly, it wasn't the first time it happened to me. It happened to me before. Like I kind of get hit with like an outsider code, and I just get attacked for it or something. Maybe it has to do with my 13th birthday. 13 is always bad luck or whatever. I don't know. It could be, whatever. But yeah, man. It's fine. I like you guys. I enjoy myself when before today. I'm like, man, I kind of don't feel like talking for an hour. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna show up. And it's like, bro, just show up. You're gonna have fun. And I did, and I did have fun. So you guys' energy is good. So just keep on doing it. Just build that, and it's just going to snowball positive.
You're fine.
I'm done.
That's what I told you.
I'm never going to talk about them again. That was done. You're my last part that I needed to fix for myself. And it's all positive energy from here.
All right. But if there's any chance to fix it in the future and like invite them back, just do it. Just truly forgive it. Like truly don't care. Don't be attached to the conclusion of this. If people are going to think bad about you, let them think bad about you. You're always going to have people that like you. So just focus on those people and build a bigger and deeper bond with them, and then eventually just try to fix it with just in a way. This is kind of how the whole system gets entrapped. We all start fighting against each other by this matrix generated discussions and arguments that in the end of the day we all should be working together.
It's set up that way.
That's how we like break through our evolution encasement that we have right now. Like similar to in my gym, there's always all these petty arguments, and people are always like being so petty with each other. And I'm kind of like there's like a whole system that's generating poverty for you, and you're mad because somebody is like I don't know, not cleaning properly. Like you should be mad at the other thing first, if you're gonna be mad in the first place, and then once you do that, then you might have some more sympathy to the people around you and stuff. But anyway, that's just going into the whole.
It's my fault for trusting people. I really wanted to open up and invite everybody on, and not knowing that I was dancing with the devil. I mean, basic, simple, trying to make it simple. I learned, and I'm just going to move on and have a great time. And I love the people in the chat. I love this. I love this.
Start working out.
Also, reality, where Eric has a great ring to it. I love how people are having fun with this. And no more dramas. I'm done with dramas. That's it. And like I said, the Matrix storm's coming out. Now, Tage, we talked about Friday, like storms are coming, and maybe it's because we're in a pandemic in a way that we're so maybe on the edge, or Donald Trump, losing the race. He's not like not like handing it over yet to Biden. Is that going to create a civil war? We kind of have this kind of a conversation.
Is that the whole? Because when I see the presidential election, bro, honestly, what I feel is it's irrelevant. What's going to happen is from the planners of the timeline are way above what the status of president. President is basically just like the narrator on the Netflix show. They don't write the show itself. They're just the actor that tells the show, and so in the end of the day, if Biden gets elected, whatever terrorist attack are being planned by the scientific hacker people, they're basically a whole bunch of scientific cults that control like incredible stuff. But anyways, Biden would basically bow down like a little puppy. Wait 1 second. My mom, I see her. Hold
on. Just to pick up where he left off, one thing that Biden did say is he wants to create a 4 to 6 week lockdown, shutdown again in America. And that's a huge problem for our economy. So the presidential election, it's kind of like the 3D script that's running, and it kind of tells you where the energies are heading as a collective. So, if we go down the Biden timeline, we go down to more of a socialist kind of country, and that's a serious problem.
That's horrible. That's like AI. That's like, bro, as soon as they hit us with the socialists, there's these battery humans that are, the Matrix right now, the AI hacker people, they're like salivating right now because they know they're about to if they get this timeline, they're about to get a whole bunch of juicy battery people, man. Like so many people are already primed. Like they're from, since we're bred through subconscious manipulation in the music industry, in the media, they're primed for just
submissive.
Energy. Yeah, very submissive.
I'm not political, and of course, I always tell people I don't care who you vote for because you're allowed to vote for anybody you want. You should never be criticized who you vote for. I'm just saying you have that right, and you should exercise your right if you want to. I'm saying that it is kind of weird, like you guys are saying that he wants to kind of do this when he comes in January 20th, because here he is on this one end saying about like a lockdown, but here on this other end on the news is they got this magic shot that's ready to go almost 90%. 90% is ready to go. So if that's true, then why is he skipping so much ahead and giving that threat out about a lockdown and not concentrating on if this is going to be the cure? If there's a cure, I'm not saying there is, people, but if this is the cure to make everybody feel comfortable to open up the whole country again, why is he skipping it from here and not?
Can I, one second, let me get this, Sanush. All right, so here's the thing: the way psychologically, we don't like big impactful things because it triggers us, and then we start analyzing and looking, right? So whenever these social engineers are about to do something, they always start little by little. First, initially, if you notice, the coronavirus was not deadly at all, right? But now we're under lockdown, and we basically have simulated a more deadly virus. Now people subconsciously are going to be more primed and less likely to reject a timeline where a deadly virus is actually around. And this is the whole point of this. They always start with like a little test, right? And then with the little test, we got the results we wanted. Now we release the real virus. What's going on? Now they're even saying COVID-21, guys. There's a new mutation, COVID-21, deadly, blah, blah, and that's going to be the whole new script now, right? So here's the thing. The Biden people, Biden most likely, he's going to get taken out and he's going to be replaced by Kamala Harris or whatever. Or some other person is going to replace him, because this guy, the first president with diapers. That's what I call him. And Donald Trump is the first president with Tourette syndrome. Like, it's like both of these people. Now, I like Trump a lot better because when I watch Trump, I get a good vibe from him. I get like a funny vibe, and I get like a vibe that he's kind of a narcissist. So in a way, he's like, I want everybody to be a narcissist. I want to create a nice, plain, level field for everybody so humanity thrives.
At least he's for capitalism, right? At the end of the day, he's for capitalism, which is freedom.
Exactly. Freedom.
Socialism is going down the Agenda 21 or Agenda 2030. Like that agenda that they're talking about for years, you might actually see it manifest if Biden steps into office.
Honestly, Tanush, I think it's gonna happen, dude. One way or another. I remember.
Here's this. It's on the news. This is on the news. Now, when the vaccine comes out, right, and they're gonna want everybody to take it. I don't know if you guys heard this yet. So, say you have concert tickets. You got to buy concert tickets for a show in 2021 with Ticketmaster. Okay. Now, I actually have concert tickets for September next year because my concert was moved. The Motley Crue concert got moved. Now, for me to go to that concert, or for anybody in the future in 2021 to be able to buy a ticket, this is no lie. This is actually in the news. Ticketmaster is creating on their website. Now, I'm not saying shots are real. They're not. That's up to you to make that choice. It's up to you. Nobody has that right to tell you if you think you get a shot or not. But say you don't want to take a shot. Just say you don't. But to be able to go to a concert or to buy tickets, you have to upload. You have to upload some kind of proof that you have taken the vaccine shot. And this is true. This is in the news. Have you guys heard that?
Yeah,
Well,
I did.
it's in the news, and it's definitely not true.
I know.
No, but here's the thing. These news people, the news is kind of comical for a reason, right? They're here to subconsciously prime the consciousness for when real thing happen. And I've always been wondering, I'm like, yo, why is the medical industry and not the medical, the sickness so predominant in our society? How come people just work out? Like I'm reading now, I'm studying to be a personal trainer at my gym, and 90% of chronic diseases are preventable with just simple exercise daily. Literally, like, so I'm like wondering, I'm like, yo, what type of virus is going on that a lot of people are sick? So what I'm thinking is happening is that this type of social engineers, they know that if they weaken our biology and they attack our biology, they're also going to need to make money from it. That's why they set up the whole medical industry. But once they attack our biology, we're more primed to authority and we're more submissive to authority because we internally become identified with, let's say you have a certain disease and it makes your pinky hurt. If your pinky hurts every single day, eventually you're going to become psychologically, you're going to develop psychological concepts that are codependent with your pinky hurting. So now your pinky hurting becomes a part of you, right? And it's a dysfunctional pattern that this dysfunctional pattern then leads to you being more submissive to authority in order to become a full person, because subconsciously you could detect that your pinky shouldn't be hurting. You got what I'm saying? So the news in a way is very comical. Like when I work at a gym and I talk to a lot of people there, a lot of them are aware that the media is lying, right? But when the media says wear a mask, they all have a mask on. When people when they actually say something, they always end up doing it. So what I think the media does is just puts it out there. Like CNN and all these news industries, they actually pay companies to show them like CNN. My company, not my company, the where I'm working, they don't pay CNN for CNN to be in the gym. CNN pays Planet Fitness in order for them to be. So then it's just constantly surrounding people in a subconscious way that even though it appears to be a joke, the deep NPCs actually end up becoming affected by it, and like a snowball effect, it has an algorithm change, and then once they change the algorithm, this thing picks it up and does whatever it does with it. But what I was gonna say is kind of like this. I'm not for either Trump or Biden. I'm honestly, the way I see it is, I'm not gonna be involved in the NPC election. I want to see who's the real president dictating things, and from there, I'll be able to decide what they're gonna do, and then I'll steer my timeline according to whatever they're planning. Like if they're gonna make people sick, I'll try to make people healthy. If they're gonna psychologically prime people to be more depressed in order to set up a specific timeline, I'm gonna make people happy to prevent. So. But anyways, all right. So the people who are voting for Trump, in a way, are choosing rebellion against the system, which in the end is very tricky. It's a very explosive chemical because anger is like a spice. If you add a little bit, it's good. If you add too much, it's chaos. So it's kind of, that's what Trump is doing. It's just a little bit of anger. But then the people who are picking Trump are completely like I don't even understand everything. Most of the people that I chose for Biden. I'm like, what made you choose Biden over Trump? Every time they tell me, they send me the same script. He's a racist. He's a narcissist. And I'm like, you're attacking his person. Do you have anything behind it? And it's kind of like Trump is not even too much of a narcissist at the end of the day. It's just what the media is constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. So it's just people. Is like repetition, they just start believing that, and then they just start repeating it, and it creates like a little community of just a bunch of repeaters that repeat what other people are saying.
Well, think about it, Red. You know how energy works, right? So we manifest timelines with the collective. So if they all get people thinking about, oh, Biden won, then that's going to be the collective manifestation.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Oh, Trump, he just doesn't want to accept his defeat, man. We all knew he was a narcissist. Like, that's what one of the people told me at the gym. And I'm just kind of like, dude, they're cheating. Obviously,
they're cheating.
They're cheating. Yeah. And yeah, it's like, but you know what's funny, dude? I was working out one time, and I was I'm keeping track of it now because for some reason the Trump and Biden debates, I like watching them now. I'm like, let me watch it. It's freaking hilarious. Yo, in Biden's eyes, I see he admires Trump. I think this guy's like a double agent, bro. It's gonna be the biggest plot twist ever. If he gets into power, he's actually on the side of Trump, and he's like a suicider person. He's gonna make it look like he's going for the other people, but in reality, he's actually for the good timeline.
Yeah. I mean,
I was thinking about that when I was working on one time.
Who's that wrestler, Bob, who won the state of Minnesota?
Oh God.
Triple H for president.
Wrestler who was governor. There was a wrestler.
I forgot his name.
And I forgot his name, but he was a governor.
He was a truther. He was a famous truther that won, but he was there for a short time, and then he got out because he says, like, you can't do anything. There was nothing he can do.
He said that when you went down, went to the White House, or he goes down the sea, and everybody on camera, they're all like doing this. But behind cameras, they're all having lunch and food. They're all talking. So it's like a big WWE and WWF. Like we were talking about the news channel. Fox News, CNN News, they both do this. When you say the same thing over and over and over again, it gets programmed in your head. And that's how they promote fear. They promote fear. And let's not be honest. There's a lot of truth channels that do the exact same thing as the news channel. They promote fear so much. It's like these news channels. That's when the ratings go up. Because listen, ratings go up when you're an asshole.
Yeah.
That's. I'm sorry, I hate to say that. When you're a jerk, you act like you're an asshole. You bring fear. People watch it. If we all have cupcakes and all have a beer, have talk, nobody will watch it. So that's why when you watch these debates and stuff, that's why they go after it so hard because it's great TV. Dude, you're right. That debate with Biden and fucking Trump. But fucking awesome! That was like the most funnest debate I ever saw. And
WWF wrestling.
I bet you it was the most watched on YouTube, that debate, because it was just a joke.
It was, but it was so funny, dude.
It was funny, right? Because there was so much hate in it. People love hate. They love it.
All I know is I don't have to take it back
was like, will you just shut up, man?
It was a great show, man.
American people.
Oh, here it is. Jesse the Body Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, he was an ex-Navy SEAL, badass guy, man. He
was actually governor of Minnesota, and he came out.
No
These guys act so tough in front of a camera, but when the camera's off, they're all best friends.
He went to colleges and actually gave lectures about it. He was talking about it, like, because he was a truther, and he went in to actually get the dirt. And he come out and he's like, dudes, it ain't going to happen. I can't get nothing. Everything's a lie. He went on a little tour for that. He's one of the real truthers out there that actually went into politics to try to get the dirt. And he's like, there ain't no dirt, people. Well, then again, he probably was part of a Freemasonry, and you're like telling him, hey, dude, it ain't happening. You know? You ain't getting
to Matrix here. The Matrix Unveiled, I'm a little surprised myself. Oh, he must be talking about a thing you said.
Yeah. I was asking about where the trolls.
Okay. Yeah. It comes with the territory. That's fine.
I tell you, dude, bro, I feel like due to the large numbers of unhealthy people, eventually these socialist people are gonna get their way with part of America. Maybe like some states become kind of like a socialist type of scenario.
And you see how that could breed a civil war, right?
Yeah, or it could create a pure civil war because there's a lot of fired up people, bro. I noticed the more chaotic society becomes, like automatically I'll start having trippy dreams and like I'll start powering up almost. It's like the lower the collective goes, the more powered up I get. And I was like the last few months I was like, okay, I guess this is cool. I'm liking this. Like, but it was pretty weird because at the same time, all the people at the gym, they kind of like ask questions and stuff. I don't know. It becomes a trippy stuff where you just start finding out about everybody's life, and it's like, okay, I guess I'm gonna find out about everybody's life now.
Somebody said something hilarious that I saw on Facebook. They're like, okay, if a civil war happens, let's bet on who's gonna win. One side has all the guns, the other side doesn't know which bathroom they want to use.
Oh man, yeah.
Which side do you think is gonna win?
Hey, Bob, I'm sorry, Bob. Somebody asking me to beam up to their mothership, so you're not going to get that alien hand job that you wanted.
Oh, man. Shit, that's too bad. You could have it, man. The reptilians, and they got scaly skin, and it's not comfortable. So go ahead. It's all you this time. They kind of take it too grip here.
Do you? What to say? Do you think
the hands are cold too, man? You don't want to cold hand.
Do you think they want an actual civil war in the U.S.?
I think so.
Probably.
I think it's the whole angle, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because once they got the civil war, we're here to bring peace.
Will start a civil war.
Army, and once they got a foreign army in here, oh hell's gonna break loose.
You know what will start a civil war for sure, though? If Biden loses the election and Trump wins, that will 100% start a civil war.
Yeah. You do.
When the storm is coming, when do you guys think maybe all this is going to hit
January 20th?
Bro, it just tomorrow, like we already missed the storm. They beta tested the storm and the collective. It's kind of like, okay, let's do a psychological test to see if the collective is ready for this timeline. Mm-hmm. They did the test and it's like, wow, they are ready for the timeline. Start rolling it out. They started rolling it out. That's basically what's gonna. And eventually, this turns into like more deadly stuff where a lot of NPCs just get taken out. Whoo! And that's when things get scary. If that happens, anything could happen. It's like I said, the path of least resistance. Us as humans, we could set up a tube and we could predict the point of lightning by setting up our own little thing, right? So it's kind of like that. We have the ability to shift and change whenever we want. It's just we have to get the wanting to improve the dream space. I don't even call this a life anymore. I call this planet like a dream space. Like why are so many having a nightmare here? Like let's just clean this up and let's restore this to a good dream space. Like why is everybody having a nightmare for?
The negative people have to X each other off first before
that usually happens as well.
So if there is a civil war, that's what's going to happen. The negative people are going to wipe each other off. Make sure the positive people are just going to be like, okay, well, you idiots killed each other, so we're going to enjoy this earth now and rebuild what you destroyed.
Essentially, yeah.
But here's the thing, Okay, so let's look at it. So if Trump wins, if they flip all the states, which the states are starting to flip, some of the states have started to flip back to the Republican side. Okay, if he wins and Biden loses, the media has been telling millions of liberals that Biden is in office. Now these liberals, they've already rioted. They've already destroyed. Like I know, like I go to Philadelphia sometimes. They've already destroyed Philadelphia. They go there, they destroy all of those places. These are the liberals, right? New York, all of the different big cities. What do you think they're going to do if Trump wins again? They're going to go march down to the freaking White House and go, plan a coup.
I'm going to go fishing.
Right. I'm gonna go meditate in the woods. And watch.
I listen to AM radio abroad, overseas. I'm not even in America. Just listening to it. Oh, it's burning down. Fuck it.
Just be like, I'm not from here. You guys can do whatever you want. Let me in my corner here. I'm good. This y'all right here, this don't belong to no country. It belong to me.
Yeah, this ain't my home, so they can do whatever the hell they want. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I'm not an asshole. I do care about a lot of things, but again, it goes back to the narrative and the Matrix. What you talk about, things to me is a comic book. It's just gonna play itself out.
It's just gonna play.
Game. I'm not gonna stop
It always has, and in a way, if we think about it, this whole coronavirus is like I call it the second 9/11. When the first 9/11 happened, the media industry did the exact same thing. They will only go with the official story, and then we gotta go to war and blah blah blah. And during those times, oh my God, chaos. So this is kind of like the second 9/11. Now, people always end up get taken out. So you gotta be safe, you gotta be careful, you gotta be smart. But just focus on maintaining your positive reality, and you'll be fine. We'll be fine because the desire. Look, there's so many young kids right nowadays that are so incredibly advanced and they're so smart that the AI system has no chance against the positive future those kids are gonna want for their lives. So it's just kind of like it's just the process of evolution, right? And we just gotta stay on top of it to evolve, to transcend it. We can't get caught up into it. We can't get caught up in the whole script that they have created for us. We have to understand it, see it for what it is, accept it, and then just create our own thing. That's it. Just
IQ.
Okay.
I know. I like that.
That is so brilliant.
The two timelines that are likely are, okay, if Trump wins, civil war, most likely. If Biden wins, deep state agenda 2030.
Socialism.
Which one is worse? I don't know. I don't know which one is worse.
I prefer Trump, honestly.
I prefer Trump too. I would rather have a civil war than to be freaking deep state socialism, communist China, where they put a barcode on your hand and you have to get it scanned before you can walk into something.
Heck,
your medications. You gotta get your mask approved. You know,
it'll be coming. I mean, the first thing is get rid of actual real money. Start to go to all digital currency.
Dude, masks are the biggest cock block ever, bro.
They block your energy flow.
They're a cock block, bro. You're trying to talk to a girl and you're wearing a freaking mask. You want to do that? Like, just make a commercial. Hi, do you want to have to talk to girls with a mask on? Yeah or no? And that's it.
It's a good money idea. You just have to talk to girls with a mask on.
It is a contradiction because women look for strong men. So if you walk up without a mask, you've got a thing around a lanyard that says that you're disabled. And it's like, oh, he's disabled. I don't want this guy. He's broken. Or you have a mask on. It's a catch-22.
I went out to like a little club area, and I wasn't wearing a mask. I was one of the only guys that wasn't wearing a mask. Everyone else was wearing a freaking mask. We were outside. I was like, are you stupid? There's fresh air. Just breathe the fresh air.
I work at a gym, right, with hundreds of people every day, and I wear my mask like up to here now. Like I don't even wear it no more. I just put it like up to here. Not one person has gotten this freaking coronavirus. You know what's gonna be my joke? I remember right now. I was gonna wear the mask and I was gonna do a little tape thing because it's now a scientifically breakthrough. It has been verified by YouTube and Google that coronavirus is spread through videos. Because the actual virus is just fear. It's just a fear. It's literally so you could literally spread coronavirus. You know, the crown virus, the manifestation chakra or whatever. You could spread that virus through videos because if you pass on the fear through a video, then you created a crown virus. Essentially,
you're afraid of.
I'm serious. I wonder if it's the area thing where you guys live because, like, I mean, here when you walk your dog and stuff, I live right by a school where there's a track, and actually everybody walks. Nobody's wearing it now. When you go to stores, they have to. But I see that. But majority of people walking around don't. Yep. Now it is weird. Once in a while, you do see somebody in a car driving by himself wearing one. I'm like, you're in your car. I get it. You gotta wear it in the store. I get it. You have to wear it in the store. I get that. But when you're in a car by yourself, oh my God.
Or walking outside in nature, why would you wear a mask when you're outside? Like, you think the air is going to poison you? No, you might suffocate to death. You know?
Yeah.
It's already technically cost me money because my daughter, because you have to wear it around here. She's actually like breaking out more than ever in this section. Mm-hmm. So she has to get a special cream, to be able to calm it.
Yeah, a lot of people.
So yeah, it's like the extra oils are right there.
Well, I think there's a lot of celebrities popping their zits on live camera now, out of Hollywood. So it's they're fixing the problem with popping their zits on camera. I'm like, really? Oh God, is this how we fall in, man? Is this what we're looking at now? No, this is where we are now. Oh well. I mean,
but not saying that. But there is something I do hate. Saying that, I do hate people who drive in the car and yelling at other people if they're wearing one or not. It's like, it's none of your fucking business. Just go on, worry about yourself, and don't cry about what other people do. That's just the part I do hate. When people say you're a pussy, you're a wimp if you wear one or not. That's not right. That's not good energy. That's fucking stupid energy. You have your beliefs. That's great. But you don't need to push your beliefs so much where you're making yourself look like a jackass, driving around on purpose. Look at you, stupid people. It's like, dude.
Those are susceptible cult people. Those are, I guess you could say, NPCs. They go from one system to another, adding their life force like a battery. Mm-hmm. They turn people into batteries, basically, with that type of mentality.
Yeah. I was like in a store with my friend, and I was like, I don't care. I'm not wearing the mask. And some woman came up to me, and she just flipped out on me. She's like, "Hey, where's your mask?" I was like, "What? I don't
get that either." Now. If you're hardcore to wear it and you're not, walk away.
Right, that's what I did.
But also, guys, be careful though, because anytime now, since the subconscious was primed for it, they could release a real virus out of nowhere, and then we all get hit with like some real deal. So
Are
just
you worried, bro? I'm not worried.
I'm not worried about it, but you gotta keep an eye on it.
Our ancestors used to run in the freaking wild and hunt and like survive. I'm sure there was all kinds of viruses, and they still survived.
This might be engineered.
But I like
survival of the fittest.
Hoskins says exactly. If you want to wear the mask, wear the mask. If you don't, you don't. I'm like that with certain shots that are supposed to help immune your system. If you want to take it, great. If you don't, you don't. You don't need to cry about it and force people to think the way you think. We there's a reason why we got free will, right? Is there a reason? That's the reason for living is have a mind of our own?
Yeah, otherwise your evolutionary trail is stagnated, and you essentially stop evolving as a consciousness because you're turning into a battery to maintain a system of control, essentially.
And the thing in the mainstream media and all these people, they'll never tell you is that if you keep your vibration high, your energy high, you'll never get sick. You'll never
hear that. You'll never hear, eating McDonald's, freaking run all the time, have exercise, be healthy. You never hear that. All you hear is run, sun gaze. Bro, I get sun every single day, guys. Get sun every day. That's basically the information you're basically getting subconscious downloads of So then throughout the day, you have more insight. You're more alert. You're more awake. You could tap into people's subconscious. You can see because you literally have more energy. So also, if somebody needs I could bump this person up, you have the reserves to bump people up in your surrounding. Because another thing is, there's this book I listened to the other day because I listened to audiobooks in my gym. One of the ways the system engineers things and places is by your surrounding. If it doesn't get you, it gets your surrounding, and then through exposure to your surrounding, it eventually lowers your own frequency. Mm-hmm. So if you're and it turns you into a drifter. A drifter is essentially an NPC. It's a person who gave up. Hey,
you read the book that I told you to.
Yeah, that book was awesome, bro.
I gotta say this. I love this person right here, Lala B. I love her. I can't run my business, but I still have to pay my bills, or I get kicked out, or no electricity. Then I don't understand. But I like what she says here, because this is true. I heard this from my dad all the time. He's right. My dad used to tell me to say that I didn't have time to get sick. I thought he was crazy, but he was right, because my Bob, we grew up with just one dad. We had no mom. And he used to say before to work, if he's not feeling well, I don't have time to get sick. I have to go to work. I got to put food on the table. And somehow I don't get sick. Then he gets sick. It's like mind overpower, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's that works. Yeah. That's awesome.
I don't mind getting sick. I don't mind getting a virus because then I got the antibodies for it. My dad also said that. He would be like, he got sick, he had the flu, and he'd be like, oh man, congratulations. For what?
Sexual comment.
You got the flu. I mean, you got the antibodies. You won't ever catch that one again. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Thanks, Dad. I feel better now. Yeah. I got one that I'll never catch again. It's a gift. Enjoy it. It's a gift.
I'm pretty sure
I gotta go, guys, because it's 4:00 and my gym is 30 minutes away.
No, 3 minutes. We're gonna, we in the show anyway. So I want to thank you for coming on, and we gotta do more of this all four together. I mean, this is fun. This is great.
You guys want to have a globe versus flat debate number 2, and we actually prepare this time?
But bro, it's pointless because we know it's a simulation.
Yeah, but it's still a globe.
Well, remember,
simulation of a juicy meatball.
Well,
maybe.
He's right. It is pointless because if you remember, when you were on, this man right here kept saying, hold on a second. This man kept saying, this is why I don't do debates. Because I don't do debates because people like this.
That's who that is.
Yeah, it's Brian Stavely. I'll just say his name. I don't care.
He's a fucking fraud. That's why he doesn't do debates, because he's a fraud. But I agree with Tinge. It is pointless to even do that again, because no matter what, they always say that round earthers can't think the way we do. and then when you try to have a normal debate, they totally close out them. Like, you see this test? See this test? In every fucking debate they do, they say the same fucking test over and over again. It's like, get something new, god damn it.
Well, you know, the conclusion I came up with is that both worlds are actually possible. Like, I don't see now. I do think that the Earth is a globe because we're in the outer of the Milky Way. We're in the outer, if we are in the outer part of the simulation of the Milky Way galaxy. But towards the center, where materials are different, all bets are gone. Like, it could literally be anything. Like, the more we go to the center of the gravity of the galaxy, the more our reality might be malleable. You know, so all bets are off when we get to that part.
Think about it, Rolly. Think about how much energy
siphoning. I want space.
Think about how much energy siphoning the AI receives from the flat versus round debate. Think about how much energy siphoning it receives.
I don't do it anymore.
Not much, I guess.
Dude,
I mean,
a lot.
I know you got to go. Did you want to say anything right before you go? You're going to have something coming up or anything you want to say?
Me? No, I got nothing coming up. Just tell me when you want to do this again, and we'll do it again.
You got it. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Sir. Appreciate you coming back on, man. Appreciate it.
Bro.
All right.
Good to have you.
Have fun, guys.
Talk to you later,
Laters. All right, Tanuj, it's up to you, man. What do you want to say at the last second here?
Thank you everyone for joining the chat. You know, it was a great show. I think we had a great conversation. You know, me and Synergistic, we definitely go way back, and we've been friends for a while. And we had our moments where we were kind of in a debate. And that was just a total corruption of our frequency, but it's all good. You know, we're still friends. We still talk all the time. So I'm looking forward to having him back on here. And to everyone in the chat, you know, thank you guys for being here and for being somewhat civil, I guess.
No,
and thank you to Eric and to Bob for having us on.
No, it was. I mean, there was a few things in there, but more or less, it was actually a pretty good people today. I mean, there was a few. You know,
there's some idiot right now.
There was an asshole guy that came in. Matrix, no God, I knew you fuckers were up to something. Matrix talking satanic. Go fuck yourself.
Dude, this man Tom is so fast. I don't even get a chance to block the comments myself. He's taking all the fun away from me.
Well, like I said, these good people are helping me out to get rid of these little trolls. They could go have their little fun, go to the little truth centers, go complain about somebody taking a piss. He's not taking a piss. He must be giving DNA shots to everybody. Oh shit, he's planning a war. You know, get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna let everyone know that I will be on Tony's channel, and it's his birthday today, so I promised him I'd be on, and I'm looking forward to that. So,
he's been quiet
he's my buddy. So again, we agree to disagree. That's why I like the guy. We're controls. We both disagree on a lot of most of the stuff. That's why we get along so great.
Well,
that's why we get along so great, because we disagree with everything. That's what I like about the guy. So
those of you who didn't say anything positive, so he kept his mouth shut the whole stream.
Come see me at Tony's channel. I'm gonna be jumping over there after this. I gotta take a piss and all that fun stuff, splash my face, and I'll be headed over with him. It takes energy. So, and I'm
gonna say happy birthday to you, Tony, because I kill my haters with love. So happy birthday, bro. Take care.
He likes you.
You know,
that's fun. I hate when you have something here. Oh, here it is. Now, I want to thank everybody for coming. It was fun. I'm not shocked that we had a little bit more people, because there's a lot of trolls watching, because they're ready to take stuff off of this video, put on theirs, because they got to promote their Patreon, you know, because you get to pay to watch somebody lick assholes. I mean, it's great. It's fantastic. So beyond that, I'll see everybody later. Here's my new ending.